Hey, everybody. Today we have, well, it's me and Sasha. We have Sarah and Sasha today, and we have been talking about doing a podcast for a really long time. And we had recorded some episodes
Yeah.
in the past. But for some reason, I don't know, we kind of both went through some changes, and then that kind of just like life got in the way, and then we never did like fully set a schedule, do the things. So now we're back, and this is us getting back on a schedule and
Committing to our goals.
yes, committing to our goals and showing up for you guys and just chatting about like life, life in
Yeah.
general, and the things that we experience. And we're guessing you can probably identify or relate with. You can probably, have your own things that are going on. Sarah Fields.
I'm Sasha Dawn.
Yeah, this is Sasha Don. And today we're going to talk about facing fears and being a newbie, kind of. There's like two different things there that are kind of going on. But Sasha recently did something that I would never do. So I'll just let Sasha take it away. Tell us a little bit about her recent experience that I know is a huge fear and she managed to do.
So first of all, I gotta take you back to 2014 when I myself came up with the idea to take my dad skydiving. And I bought the tickets for it, I planned the whole thing. We get out there, and I just want to say that leading up to this, I talked so much smack. Like I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna skydive, and if I get on that plane, like there's no way I'm not gonna jump." All this stuff leading up to it, and I got up on that plane, and they opened the door, and it really didn't like totally freak me out until I saw my dad fall out of the plane, and I just was like, "There's no way." And I physically wrapped my arms and like pushed down my feet to like get my guide to know that like we were not doing this. And I remember him being like, "If you don't do this, you're gonna regret it." And I was like, "Well, that's a chance I'm willing to take." So I didn't do it. And I've been thinking about it ever since. Definitely did regret it. He was right about that.
How did you feel
And
when the plane came back down and you hadn't jumped?
oh, so sad. So sad. Because my dad had jumped, and then, I had the rest of the family like standing down there waiting on me, and I had to take that long plane ride of shame back down. Nobody really said anything. Like, nobody said like anything. Like, they were just like, "What happened?" And I was like, "I just couldn't do it." And the car ride was pretty silent on the way home. Like, dad told us about his experience, but man, I was back there like, I can't believe I did that. And it was expensive. It was like almost $400 by the time you paid for the skydiving. We had paid for like pictures and stuff, which is like another 200. Like, it was really expensive. So that was another thing. Like, I was just like, wow,
But
$400.
can you really blame someone though for like being upset that you didn't jump out of a freaking plane? Like I can totally understand getting up there and being like, I thought this was something I wanted to do, but I changed my
Yes,
mind.
I'm
Like,
here. Yeah. I was so fearless when I was like young, like when I was like a teenager, and it was on my bucket list to skydive. So I always knew I wanted to do it. I just thought like, oh, I just will, I guess. And then I was still was pretty young. I was like 22 when this happened. But, actually getting up there and trying to like experience it was something so different. And I just was like, nah, I guess that maybe that's just not for me. Maybe that's just really not something I can handle. I can't do roller coasters and stuff like that anymore. I was like, maybe this is just one of those things I just will never do. And that's fine. But I would go between that and then like being like, I really want to skydive, like for the past like decade almost. Like, you know.
what made you want to skydive though? Like I really never have had that bucket list item of like, man, I would love to jump out of a plane someday.
I think the adrenaline, and when I was young, I loved like roller coasters and adrenaline rushes and stuff. So I think when I was young, it just was like, this is like the ultimate that I would be willing to do. I probably would never like bungee jump. That seems way scarier to me. So I was like, this is probably as high as I will ever get on adrenaline that goes. So I don't know. Yeah, I just always thought, I kind of thought everyone did want to. When I was like growing up, I was like, oh, everybody wants to skydive. Now that I'm here, I know that's not true. But
Yeah, exactly. So, okay, tell us about getting back into like it was what, like a couple weeks ago that you went, right?
yes, so just one of my coworkers really wanted to get a group of us together and go. We have literally been talking about it for a year. We started talking about this last summer, and I was like, yeah, okay. But I think again, it was like kind of one of those things that I was like, I really want to do it, but like didn't really think I would maybe, or like didn't really expect it to ever like come to anything. But couple weeks ago, he was like, let's set a date. Like, we're doing this. And I was like, okay. And I remember I would like go to bed with like anxiety. I'd be like, I'm gonna skydive. Like, I would be so anxious. But yeah, we got a group of like six of us together. And I was like, I felt like it was like meant to be. Like I was like, over the past like 9 years, like no one else has gone, or like there's never been an opportunity for me to go. Like this feels like this is my redemption. Like I just gotta do it, you know? So yeah, we the six of us went there, and I still didn't even really know if I was, I mean, I knew I was going to, but I was like, I'm not gonna like do this again, right? Like I'm not gonna chicken out again. I didn't tell anybody this time though. Like, of course, all my coworkers knew because I work in like a small bakery, so like everyone knew we were going. But other than that, and Amara, my roommate, nobody knew that. Like, I didn't tell anybody else. I was like, I'll send them pictures after if I do it. That's the only way.
I totally
Um,
understand that.
so yeah, we get there, and there were six of us, and they told us that we had to go in separate planes. And I was like, can I please be on the first plane? So they let me. Obviously, they all knew that I had chickened out before. But I had been saying for the weeks leading up, I was like, oh, I have to be the first person off the plane. Like, you guys have to make sure I go. And then we get up there. And it was terrifying. I mean, it was so scary. Like, I was just like, this is insane. Like, I couldn't even wrap my brain around it.
Tell me about like what you were seeing up there and how you were feeling. Because I watched the video, and if Sasha will let us, we'll post a little
Yeah,
snippet. But
of
tell us how you were
course.
feeling up that high. Like, who's
Is
this? Who's
Dion
this?
making an appearance?
So this is one of Sasha's children,
my
Dion.
my daughter here.
She loves the pink background. She likes all the things.
She does. She really loves the pink background. I'm sorry,
Yes.
mama. Anyway, so when we got on the plane, like they closed the door for like a minute, and then when we got kind of in the air, my instructor, who was amazing by the way, that really was a huge thing too. My instructor the first time was not friendly. Like he wouldn't even really talk to me, and
Like personable. He wasn't like
no,
helping relax your fears.
no. And I guess that's a lot to kind of put on a person, but I'm like, you're a skydiver instructor. I don't know. Like,
You should
I
be
don't know.
used to people being scared. Yeah.
Yeah. So he really was, I really do think he was a big part of why I didn't do it. Like I was already feeling some type of way, and I just did not like our vibe together. But anyways, this guy was amazing. And, he was like, they're gonna open the door, like that's how we get air in here. And I was like, okay. And man, that door opened, and it's like loud in there. And like there were people sitting in front of us that were like going solo, like they were the solo jumpers. And then I had a coworker beside me and one behind us. So I kept looking at the one beside me, and I think he was not there either. Like I just was like, are you
Like he had left his body.
a long time before we got on that plane?
Yeah.
So I kept like looking at him, and I kept trying to talk to them both, and I would be like, he's like, you're really doing this. But I was trying not to like look outside too much, because I was like, I don't want to freak myself out. I kept like checking my harness, like I was like making sure that's tight enough and stuff. But my guy was really attentive, and he kept talking to me and stuff, and he was like, hey, listen, we have to make it out of this. Like, I have a baby shower after this. I was like, a baby shower? And he was like, yeah, it's mine. It's my baby shower. And I was like, oh, okay. He was like, my wife will kill me if I die. She'll like resurrect me just to kill me again. Like, so he was like cracking jokes and stuff. And I had the purple in my hair, and he was like, you've got purple in your hair. Like, you're a crazy girl. You can do this. I was like, ah, you're right. Okay. But yeah, his name was Justin. And like in the beginning of the video, I didn't even realize it until like later on because my coworkers were like making fun of me because I was like, I kept saying his name. I was like, Justin, Justin, are you sure? Justin, I can't do this. And I was like still trying to hold on to the side of the plane. But so everyone jumps out, the like solo people, they jump out, and I start to freak out. And I was like, no, I can't do it. I can't go first. I can't go first. So they make one of my coworkers go out before me. And then Justin like pretty much drugged me to the door. I was like, I can't do this. Like, oh my, or I never said I can't do this, but I was just like, I'm freaking out. Like, I am so scared. And I kept asking him if we were okay. Oh my gosh, it was so scary. But when we actually got to the doorway, like it felt really different. Like I thought my heart would be like beating out my chest and I would be like hyperventilating or something, but it was really kind of like calm almost. Like I was like, okay, we're doing this, you know? And it's so
That's
different
so
than being,
interesting.
it was weird. It was not, I had more anxiety laying in bed thinking about it than I did when I was actually about
At
to
the
do it.
door.
Yes. And I think that that's just because you finally like are there and you're like,
You accept that you're doing it.
yeah, like if nothing else, like this will be over now. I won't have the anxiety wrapped up in it. So, but
Do
I
you
kept telling,
feel do you feel like your body like just took control of the brain then or something? You know what I mean? Like because your brain's telling you all these things about like I could die, I'm jumping out of a freaking plane, all these things. And then like maybe when you got to that door, the body or I don't know, like maybe it just thought, we're here, girl. Like we're
yeah,
at the door and there's no more there's like your game face was on.
yes. It's like kind of like procrastinating. Like you like procrastinate for so long, and I had been like, oh, I don't want to go first, and all this stuff. And I was like, okay, well, you did everything that you could. Now you have to jump. Like this is the last thing. It's it. But I kept describing it almost as like an out of body experience because
Yeah.
I've never felt that way. Like it was just calm. I felt really calm. Like I was just like, this is it.
Did
And
he
then
have
they
to
had
push you out?
not really,
Or did you
no,
leap off?
no, we. He didn't push me, but like I remember like standing there and like just finally like grabbing on, and I was like, okay. And we just like kind of fell out. So I didn't resist or anything. um,
Oh my
but it was
God.
crazy. It was so cool. And immediately as after like it of course is like nothing you've ever experienced. It was so like you're so free, like you're just free falling from the sky. I screamed the whole way down for funsies, which left me hoarse for a week. I lost my voice. And I had also like I remember like practicing in the mirror. Like I knew we were gonna get pictures taken, so I was like, I really wanted to do my millennial peace signs, and I kept like practicing. I was like gonna be like so cute. My mouth was so dry from screaming. So anyway, once I like he like tapped me on the shoulder, and he had told me earlier like when I tap you like you can like put your arms out and then like we'll pose for a picture, and I was like okay, and I got up and I was like yeah, like it was so different. Like I totally forgot all my soft smiling, my peace signs. Like I was like yes, I did it. So he got like this amazing picture where like the planes in the background too, which was super cool.
I don't think I saw that. Did I
Yeah, it
see
was.
it?
I don't. I.
Was
I
it on
think it
your
was.
Instagram?
Yeah, I think that was the first picture I sent you was that one. But yeah, that one was
Oh,
really
okay.
cool. And so the free fall was like amazing, but then like after the harness, like or like after the parachute deploys, the harness was so tight, which is good.
Yeah.
But it was really uncomfortable. And you're like that for like a good like maybe 4 to 5 minutes. So I was just like, once after the free fall and like we were kind of coming down and stuff, I was just like, I'm really ready to be on the ground. Like I was just like kind of uncomfy. And then as we got closer to the ground, I started getting like kind of like vertigo. Like I started getting like kind of dizzy, which
Ooh.
was weird. But then when we landed, I was like totally fine. So I like run to my like coworkers and I'm like, I did it. And the one that had jumped first, the one that was like kind of looking like sick, he ended up like throwing up. Like he also had the same thing happen where he had gotten like kind of the vertigo thing. And so he's like
Yeah.
super sick and like ended up throwing up and all this stuff. And I was like, oh,
Well, you are like going through maybe it's like all the elevation change of,
yeah,
you know what
yeah.
I
So
mean?
I was like, but so because I thought maybe it was just me, but he had also felt that way. So I guess that's something that can happen. But yeah, all six of us jumped and we all loved it. And we all say that we would do it again. So it was amazing.
So
And
you
it
would really
felt,
do it again?
I really would. I really would. The free fall was so like amazing. I don't think I would ever like just be like, I'm gonna go skydiving next weekend. But like if there was another situation where like a group of people that I really cared about was going, or like I had told obviously my dad and brother who were with me the first time, I sent them pictures, and Elijah, my little brother, really wants to go. And so we talked about the three of us going. So like I would do it in
Yeah.
that kind of setting. I don't think I
Yeah.
would ever be out there trying to do it like alone or anything like that. But like I would definitely tandem skydive again with a group of people
Right.
if
Like
we got
for an experience with them or something.
for
But
fun. Yeah,
yeah.
it would be cool to do it with dad because he was obviously supposed to be the first person I did it with. It'd be cool to do it with him and Elijah for sure. But
Yeah. I wonder, he's done it more than once, hasn't he?
no, just the once, just that one time. But
Really?
he talked about as soon as he got on the ground, then he was like, I would definitely do it again. So
What city were you in? Where was the place at?
um I think it was close to Indy. I can't
No, I
remember.
mean the one you just did.
Oh, this one was it's called Bonifay, Florida, which they're advertised as Panama, but really it's like almost Alabama. Like, cause you know, I'm right there, like I'm in the Emerald Coast, but like we were pretty high up there, almost like Alabama. So there wasn't
Okay.
anything like cool to see or anything like that,
There
but
wasn't, there was no
no, but it was
ocean.
no, but it was cool though, because I could see my coworker that jumped first. I could see him, and then I looked up, and then I could see my other coworker that jumped after. So like that was kind of cool. Like I could see them.
Yeah.
So it was definitely fun, like doing it with a group of people for sure. But it
So
was amazing.
it was 11 out of 10, it sounds like.
Oh my gosh, yeah, it was so good, and I'm so glad that I did it. And I was so happy to send pictures after to like my family.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
I
when
did
I saw them,
it.
I was just like, are you kidding? There's no way. Like I would never ever jump out. I no. So when I saw it, I just thought, whoa, like that's badass. I commend you, but I would not be doing it. No freaking
I
way.
I'm a statistics girl, so I kept looking up like statistics, and like it's just like so unlikely that something can happen. Of course it can, but like they were like, you're way more likely to die driving to work. And I was like, you know what?
Oh, I know they say that. I think about that every time I take off in a plane. Because I
Yeah,
like taking off and flying is scary to me. Like I don't love flying,
agreed.
but I literally will think I'll like reassure myself, like, more people die in a car crash. But to me, it's just like, if I don't want to go at 30,000 feet, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to, I don't know. It's
Agreed.
because I just feel like you would be thinking about, honestly, I don't know what you'd be thinking. You probably wouldn't be thinking much if you were like really getting ready to crash. But
I agree. Because in my 9 years of getting to think about how I had chickened out the first time, I would think about that. Like, what if something had happened and you're just then like plummeting towards the earth, and there's nothing you can do to like slow your fall or anything?
and then
Like,
yeah,
it's like impending death, and like you're coming in on it. And I
and
was
you're
like,
like seeing it as, you know what I mean?
yes,
But
yeah,
you probably, I don't know what a person, I hope I never have to find out. I won't be here to tell you guys if I do.
yeah.
But like, I just, I don't know, man.
Like, is it
Uh,
worth the risk? Is the
to
question, I
me, it
think.
is not. It's like, no, no, I don't want to fall from heights
Yeah.
to, anything. So if anyone's out there watching, thinking about skydiving, Sasha highly recommends.
100% recommend. I really think like if you have any interest in it, like you should do it. I just think it's I don't know. It's you could never experience it any other way, obviously. You know, like it's
Right.
just it was really cool.
Yeah. Let's give a shout out to Justin too. What was the place called? The actual company.
I think it was called Panama City Skydive.
Okay, so Panama City Skydive, Justin,
I love
excellent,
you. Yes.
excellent tandem. What do you call him? Skydiving like
Yeah,
coach,
Tim.
or
He's
I don't know what you call him.
I think it's
Trainer,
called like an instructor, tandem
instructor,
instructor.
obviously. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah,
Kudos to Justin for helping you like get through that. And
yes, my coworkers still call me Justin. Like they'll be like, hey Justin. Like, listen, I just wasn't even there at that time when I said his name all those
Oh, completely. Like you probably don't even know. And we'll
times.
show you guys. We'll attach that. It is pretty
Yeah,
hilarious.
it was.
I can literally see the fear in Sasha's eyes. I felt that fear.
There's this
So
part, and I go like, I say like, I'm like, Justin, and I'm like, oh, like you can hear my voice like quiver. Oh, it gets me every time. I watched that video like 800 times. The first week, I was just like, I couldn't even believe it was me. And then I really did it.
it's
I
like,
loved it.
yeah, it was a real out of
Yeah.
body experience.
Yeah. It was
Okay.
amazing.
All right. Well, thanks. Oh, I do have a question. We're going to try to end these episodes with a question, and I have one for you. This just popped up into my mind too. I didn't have this prepared. So, skydiving, super scary. You did it. What is one thing that you feel is so scary you wouldn't do?
Um, I don't think I would like, I don't think I would bungee jump or like parasail. Like, and people are like, really? Like, it seems like that would be. I also don't think I would hot air balloon, and that's also on my bucket list.
Really?
I don't think so. I think that the thought of like, at least with skydiving, like there is a parachute, right? If you're in like a hot air balloon and something happens, like, no, that's
But
it.
have you checked the statistics though? Like
I
how many
haven't.
people die in a
Let
hot
me
air
get back to
balloon?
you. Yeah, let me check the statistics. And then like bungee jumping, like any kind of like thing like that where you like snap back or anything like that doesn't sound fun to me. And
Yeah, like from your leg.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
I
Or
don't even know if they still do it that way, but
if it breaks too, like I don't think I could do something like that. I don't think I could. And like when you're in the sky, like it's so different than like if you were like on the side of like a building, I think. Like you have
oh God,
more
yeah,
like if you're on the side of a building or like a cliff or whatever, like you have more of an idea of like how far it is. Like obviously in the sky, you know it's far, but it's like I don't know. It's a different kind of like perception, I guess. So I don't think I could
yes.
jump off of anything.
I
That
think
sounds
you could
scary.
totally hot air balloon. I really feel like you
Maybe.
could do that.
That one's on the bucket list, and I don't think a lot of people like die in there or anything or like get hurt. But it does freak me out. Like if we ran into like power lines or something, like I don't know.
I'm
I
wondering how high you get in a hot air balloon.
ooh, I don't know.
I'm gonna check that out. I'm gonna look at the statistics. I feel like I would do a
Yeah.
hot air balloon, but I can't say for sure. I don't know, man. But they do have some that are like tethered where you just go up, it's still
Yeah,
tethered to the ground, you come back
that's
down, which
true.
I don't know how that would be either. I feel like it would be kind of fun to like actually go somewhere, but at the same time, maybe it wouldn't. I don't know.
Would
So
you hot air balloon?
maybe. I have to think about that. I have to see how high you go. I'm
Yeah.
just not a heights person,
Yeah.
but I
Me
do
either.
love hot air balloons. I love looking at them. I love them seeing them glow. I like going to those balloon glows. I think they're amazing. I just don't know that I'd want to like fly in one or like float, whatever you do in a hot air balloon, float.
Float around, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah. You're right though. I should check the statistics. Yeah. I
Yeah,
was
we'll check them.
thinking that like after I like skydived, I was like, wow, I can literally do anything. So I was thinking about other things that
Ooh, that builds
I
your confidence
yeah, that's
as a confidence builder.
yes. I was like, wow, like I've done the scariest thing that like has been like kind of hanging over my head for like a decade. Like I've done the scariest thing that I've ever done. I everything else is just like,
Yeah,
who
it's like what
cares?
can I not do now?
Yeah,
Shit.
I jumped out of a plane. Like
I agree. I agree. It's important to do those confidence builders too. Like
for sure.
that's what makes you, believe in yourself is when you actually do something hard. And that was hard.
Yeah. So I
And
started
I
thinking
won't be
about
trying to
like
build my confidence that way. Yeah.
in that way. But I was thinking about, I was like, what other things I have like failed at that I could like try again? Nothing
Ooh,
came
that's
to mind
interesting.
really. But I did the only thing that came to mind, which I really didn't feel was like, I did not complete the Disney Princess half marathon, like I think it was like 5
Ooh.
years ago.
Oh
Um,
shit. You know what you just did? You know what you just did?
I know. And I keep thinking about it because I'm like, I was so close. Like a half marathon's 13, what is it, 13.1 miles?
Yes.
I made it 10 before they made me stop. And I just like, I remember how upset I was and how mad I was. And I was like, that could be something. But I have completed other 13-mile marathon, like half marathons. Like I have done it
Yes.
before. So it's not like a total failure. But that was the only thing that came to mind that I was like, maybe I'd like to Xenon again. Maybe I'd like to like retry that. So that was one thing that came to mind.
Does that feel like something that, do you feel a need to like do the Disney one? You know what I mean? Does it feel like I want to beat it. You know what I mean? Like I want to beat the Disney halfer.
Yes and no, not enough because I thought about it and I was like, I've done other ones. Like like maybe if I had never done any other ones, but I think I've done three
Yeah.
before and completed. But I have never like actually like trained for them. Like I did those when I was in my like early 20s and I like woke up and was like, I'm gonna run a half marathon today. And that's what got me when I did the Disney one is that I did not train for it. I was almost 30 and I was a lot different. I couldn't just wake up and do a half
Yeah.
marathon anymore. So I don't know, but I have been thinking about that lately. Like maybe I would like to actually like train for one and like do it and have it be like the Disney one. So
And it's like, do you want that Disney medal?
well, I did get my medal. I paid for it, so
Oh.
I do get it. Yeah,
Oh,
I
they give
have
it to
it.
you regardless?
Yes, when I got off of the bus that they picked me up on, they were putting them over people's necks. And like, kudos to the people who were like, pretty, I was pissed. And I remember I just like snatched it.
Give me that damn thing.
I was so mad. I was so mad. But yeah, so I do have that medal. I do have it, but I was
So
just
they
like,
made you quit because you weren't at a certain uh what is it called? Like you weren't at a certain area
place.
that you need, yeah, that you
Yes.
needed to be to finish like at a certain time.
Yes, because they closed down part of the highway for that. So when
Okay.
I got stopped, I was on the highway still. But I was not that far from like the pack of people who did not get stopped.
Oh,
Like
I would have been
maybe
so mad.
half a mile, if that. Like we were not that far apart. And I was pissed because I was like, well, you guys don't know. Like I could have like gotten a sudden burst of energy and like ran up and caught up with it. I was devastated that they stopped us. It was just the worst. They had like those like oh, what are those things called? The like divider things. Like they're at like movie theaters and stuff or like concerts. Like
Like a
the
cone or something?
not a cone, like those things, it's like there'll be like one pole and it like comes out and it like
Oh, yes.
connects to the other
Yeah.
one. They like put those in front of us. And then like they're like, hey, you guys have done a great job. And I was like, it's so hurt.
Like that is so humiliating. Like what?
Yes. Yes, after they had been circling, because there was like probably like 15 of us ish that were like kind of in this pack. And this was after they had been like circling us like sharks for like 10 minutes. Like, hey, you feeling
You
tired?
getting close.
I was like, you sharks. Like, I was so mad. So, yeah, so I've been thinking about it, but no commitments yet or anything. But
I hear you. A halfer
um,
is a commitment. And
yes.
I too have done three halfers. And the very last one that I didn't train that well. And I could tell. And I feel like I could have really injured like my hammies because
Yeah.
they were stretched. They were stretching, and I was like walking real fast there at the end. I was like, I think I might have really hurt myself. I was just like, this is
Yeah,
stupid. Like, if you're gonna do something, you need to really, yes. Or
for
unless you just
real.
plan on walking the whole thing. But even then, like, if you're not in shape, you need to train. You need to train. You need to get those
Yeah.
muscles and all the
Yeah.
things
That's what
for
happened.
sure.
I started having like a shooting like hip pain because my like those muscles over there are so tight. I still struggle with that. And yeah,
Mm,
I think it was like 3 miles in. So I walked most of it, but that's still a lot
it
on,
is on an injury. Yeah.
yeah, on an almost 30-year-old body that didn't train at all. It was still a
Lesson
lot.
learned. Lesson
Yeah,
learned.
for sure.
Okay, so that's the end of this episode, but I do want everybody that's watching, it's like we would love to hear in the comments, like, would you skydive? Like, would you skydive? Would you do a hot air balloon? And let us know if you've ever done a half marathon without training.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
like let's just chat about it because it's a thing. I mean, and we'll get the videos uploaded of Sasha's big event. So
Yes.
that's it, guys. We'll be back with another episode soon.